potatoes, and breakfast meat. And as always, we're going to keep it affordable while using local, seasonal ingredients.
This week on Working Class Foodies,
I wanted to make a spin on a classic potato hash, but instead of using overly salted canned corned beef, I used a fresh chorizo sausage homemade at a local market. You can use any kind of fresh sausage for this recipe, or you can use leftover roasted vegetables instead if you prefer. I picked up a carton of eggs and a pound of red skin potatoes at the farmer's market. First thing you should do is put your eggs out on the counter to let them come to room temperature. Just as with meat, eggs will cook better if you start them off at room temperature. Next, you want to parboil your potatoes. I actually recommend that you keep a container of parboiled potatoes already in your fridge, but if you don't have that on hand, that's totally fine. Here's a really simple way to do it. Cut your potatoes into bite-sized pieces. And put them in the pan that you're going to eventually cook everything else in. Cover the potatoes with water and add salt. I used a non-stick pan for this because I wanted the potatoes to brown on the bottom without sticking to the pan and tearing.
We'll be stealing paintings.
Bring this to a boil and boil the potatoes for about 10 minutes or until they're just fork tender. You don't want them to be soft and you don't want them to fall apart when you put the fork in. You want them to just let the fork go into the flesh. Drain your potatoes and set them aside. Heat a little bit of olive oil in your pan and take your sausage out of its casing. Crumble the sausage into the pan and stir it around just until it starts to cook.
Like Toronto or the Couve.
Then mince a clove or two of garlic.
Money off some mayonnaise or some Monets. We'll be stealing paintings from the Louvre.
And add those in with the meat. If you're using leftover vegetables, go ahead and heat those up. When your meat is cooked or your leftover vegetables are warmed through, add your potatoes back in.